recovered from the Absol archives. Entry number 13.
I've lived with Daniel for about 14 months. Long enough to know how he talks, how he walks, what time he showers, how loud he snores, which cereal he hates, how he laughs when he's genuinely surprised. You don't notice these things at first, but after a year you start memorizing someone without meaning to. So when he started acting differently, I noticed immediately. It wasn't anything big at first. Just pauses, like I'd ask him something simple. What time's your shift tomorrow? And he'd stare at me for half a second too long before answering, like he had to decide what the right response was, or I'd make a joke, one of those dumb inside jokes we'd repeated 100 times, and he wouldn't laugh, not even smile, just stare at me, then say, "I don't get it." I thought he was messing with me, but he kept doing it, forgetting things we'd done together, movies we'd watched, restaurants we'd gone to, people we both knew. He even asked me once, "Have we always lived here?" I laughed, said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he just shrugged, said he was tired. Then he stopped eating eggs, which sounds stupid. But Daniel ate eggs every day, didn't matter how, scrambled, fried, boiled. He always made eggs in the morning. One day he just didn't. I asked him why. He said, "I've never liked eggs." I stood there, holding the carton, looking at him, and for a second, I felt like I'd missed something important. Like I'd remembered wrong. Like maybe he never had liked eggs. Maybe I'd just assumed. The next night I woke up at around 3. No reason, just that feeling, like someone was in the room. I opened my eyes and saw the outline of someone standing in my doorway. I sat up immediately, heart racing. "Daniel?" No answer. The figure just stood there, perfectly still. Then after a few seconds it turned and walked away. I checked his room the next morning, asked why he'd come in. He looked confused, said he hadn't, that he had slept through the night, and again I got that horrible feeling, like I was the one remembering things wrong. Over the next few days it got worse. He started standing in the kitchen without doing anything, leaving his door open at night, watching me when he thought I wasn't looking. Sometimes I'd catch him just looking at me like he was studying me, like he was trying to figure something out. One night I heard someone talking in the kitchen. I assumed he was on the phone. But when I got closer, I realized the voice sounded like me. Same tone, same pacing, same way I pronounced certain words. I froze, listening. It was repeating something I'd said earlier that day, word for word. Then it stopped. I stepped back into my room, shut the door quietly, locked it. A few minutes later, Daniel knocked. Softly. "Did you just call me?" I didn't answer. He knocked again, then walked away. The next day I bought a camera, small one, motion activated. I set it up in the hallway, pointed toward our bedroom doors, just in case. That night I made sure my door was locked. I didn't sleep much. The next morning I checked the footage. Nothing at first, just hours of empty hallway until 2:47 a.m. Daniel's door opened. He stepped out, walked slowly into the hallway, stopped. Then, a few seconds later, my door opened, and I walked out. I followed him. Down the hallway, out of frame. I waited for us to come back. We didn't. The footage just ended. I ran to my bedroom. My bed was empty, but I didn't remember getting up. I didn't remember opening the door. I didn't remember following him. I checked the rest of the recording. At 3:12 a.m., Daniel returned, alone. He went back into his room, closed the door. I didn't, because I never went back inside. Later that day, I asked him what happened. He said, "You came into my room last night. You just stood there, watching me, and then you left." He thought I was sleepwalking, but I don't sleepwalk. I never have. That night, I watched the footage again, and this time I noticed something. When Daniel stepped into the hallway, he hesitated, like he'd heard something, like he knew someone was there. Then when my door opened, he looked relieved, like he'd been expecting me, not surprised, not confused, expecting. And when I stepped out, I didn't blink, not once. I used to think something had replaced my roommate. But when I watched the footage again, I realized he never changed. I did. And whatever walked out of my room that night is still learning how to be me.
This has been an entry from the Absol archives. If you'd like to hear the next one, subscribe. It's free. And you can always leave